There we are. I guess let's make this work. Off we go into our career mode. Got beer to keep me company. All right. I think really what I wanted to do today is I have quite the supply of credits. I don't need to worry about too much going on right now. We do have another Minmus probe on its way, which is good and all. But for the moment, I think what I'd be more interested in doing wow, Lunar Explorer debris? K16G1. What is the K16G1? Where did that just go? What the heck? What just happened? I want to see what that was. What is this? Instantly distracted. What I was going to say, what I think I need to do today, I need to, oh, this is the booster. I think what I need to do is replace the core, the Valentina Kerman station. I found out that you do get a science bonus for researching on a lab in the same sphere of influence as where you collected the data. So that means a moon lab is actually a really good idea. Who knew? So I need a station core. Don't know if I saved one that I would be interested in using. It does not look like I did. That's fine. We'll build a new one. We're going to base it around one of these mobile labs, since that is the part we so desperately want on this station. We do not have now. Now I do want to also remove some of the issues we've been having with the station, namely the Kraken strikes need to be brought down to a minimum. Well, that is shorter than I remember that being. Must be thinking of the 2-meter diameter version. I can probably still use that if I am careful about what I'm doing. Doesn't really have any like good attach points, huh? That idea might get scrapped. So maybe I could put like 2 of those together. How much does that weigh? Not a lot, actually. A pair of those? Yeah, those barely weigh anything. still, it's not really working for me right now, I don't think. Probably the smarter thing is just going to be to put what I need behind a payload fairing. Put one of those in. Really want to hide the monoprop though is the only thing. You're better off hiding batteries because I don't ever really need to access those. So let's do batteries there. Whoop, that's the wrong one. Let's put one of these guys on. It. Put our core module on top of that. Oh, okay, no, that's a lot bigger than I thought it was. That was to show how much I've been playing lately. Let's go ahead and put one of these then. Be where we want our core, our hex core, and our line reaction wheel. This would also be a better place to put some monoprop, so we'll be able to access it later. Go. Leave the fairing just like that. Perfect. We're gonna not have that stage at all. So it'll just kind of do its thing. Then we need to round this out to handle 4 crew. This type to be the top. How are we doing on weight? 6 tons. We're actually not doing bad for weight. I was expecting this to really not be that fun in terms of setting up a weight capacity. I thought this was going to really stink. Ooh, no, that's an ugly color. Let's not use that one. I was hoping I had like an option there for some just gray. I guess I could just use 2 of these. Accomplish the same thing, cost a little more money, but makes me feel better. You know, whatever, it's not that much more money. Alright, so Valentina Kerman Station 2.0. I'll make sure we have plenty of docking port options. So the forward docking node, yep, needs to have a lot of options. Station at maneuver. Engine at the back. I did not realize the spark need engine plate. +1. Give us a little more clearance. There we go. So 4 Twitch engine, little bit of version, disable stage. It's only at 8 tons. Far so good. I like the part I'm worried about. There's some landers on here. Bunch of room. This one up a little more. So yes, would lead to a pair of ports, landers. We have the front at fun. How much heavier? We have solar panels. Let's just do it like this. Let's do one of those. One of those. One of those. That should just be an absurd amount of power. And we can retract any set of them and interfere with docking other modules. Alright, we got battery power. We don't have RCS. We have a little bit of fuel, but we don't have any nodes here. Any control points. So let's put 4 of these in. It's gonna hit the yeah, it's gonna hit the thing. So let's put them like this maybe. One set right there. One set right there. Let's put one set of these right there, one set of these right there. Let's have that be the counterbalance. Let's put those down to 50%, so that they match the strength of the all direction ones. There we go. Alright, that already looks pretty good. It's a replacement station core. Only 9.789 tons. So it's not, actually not overly heavy. That'll probably change as soon as we put a fairing on this. But right now I'm pretty happy with this. Looks a little better. I think that's everything we need. I'm having a hard time thinking of what else I could really need to throw on this thing. I think it's gonna do just fine. Oh, communication, obviously. I'll be able to communicate. Just put a single antenna on the bottom like that. Okay, let's go to payload. That's what I wanted. guess it is what I wanted. Huh. Losing my mind. What's this hitting? With the ports? Ah, yeah, let's go just out a little further. Looks pretty good. And we're still a little light for our payload capacity. Problem to have. That makes us a little heavy. Tons, holy crap. Let's go ahead and use it. It'll put us a little overweight. Not tragically so, I don't think. Rockets. Our favorite. And I can make an adjustment here. Might not be a bad idea. I'm not like over. Because this weighs 2 point. Bring us back on point to the 15 ton. I might do that. Point. Number 5 J2's at the bottom. Operate. That engine fire. And the fairing. Engines. Okay. Alright. Good actually. Mark II version of the Valentina current. Going to make sure we're controlling this from that point. So we're going to run. And it's good. Again. Alright, make sure we don't have any Kerman along for the ride. Which we don't. Alright. Let's get this core on the way. So this should get me basically everything I need out of a space station in moon orbit. This should be a total replacement for the entire station, more or less. I'm just gonna keep some of the adapters that were made to make it future ready originally, or now I'm gonna be to make it what do you call that? Not future ready, but I forget what that's actually called. Backwards compatible. That's what I'm looking for. Backwards compatible. Since our transfer vehicle and our landers all use the small port adapter, we're going to keep the small to large port adapters from the station and use them in reverse. So before, when we were connecting fuel tanks that were large to the small ports using those, now we'll be connecting the small port items to the full-size ports using them instead. Fancy. Alright, looks pretty standard so far. Nice and smooth. Launching a station just as smooth as can be. Want to get kind of aggressive with this turn. K-15 has a lot of thrust compared to its weight. So it has a tendency to overperform when driving apogee. See it start to actually heat up in the atmosphere there. Looking good. K-15 looking beautiful as ever. Just going absolutely splendidly. Be ditching the fairing soon. We hit the 50K mark, so I know that we're not going to have any atmospheric resistance. There we are. I guess just a little lighter. And there we go. We've got a perfect apogee for low orbit. We need to figure out how we're going to get this thing to the moon. I haven't figured that part out yet. I was expecting probably to launch another vehicle and keep it as a transport vehicle. Alright, we're going to throttle down, stage off that stage. Now we're going to have the AJ-10 stage ready to go. Once we get in the atmosphere, or out of the atmosphere, I should say, we'll see the maneuver node correct itself. Right now it's saying we have a 2-minute 26-second burn, which is not going to be correct. It's a 37-second burn. That's very good, actually. Extend our solar panels. So we want to be, is that 15 seconds plus 4? Maybe 19 seconds away from our maneuver node when we go to burn. So that is coming up very rapidly. Here we are. There we go. There's our circularization burn. Looking good. Not bad at all. Bring our periaps up just a little bit. Perfect. Look at that, even fairly circular. So we have a ton of fuel left on the AJ-10. I guess I don't need to worry about how we're getting this to the moon, because this is pretty much just going to get itself there. Just absolutely splendid. This is going to have zero problems. Absolutely fantastic. I am absurdly happy with this right now. Okay. So now we need to plan out our moon burn. Should be right about here at periaps. Exactly at periaps, which is making this look like I planned this out far better than I did. Might be just a little late. I might need to go that just a little bit earlier. Yep. There we are. A little less. Little less. Little less. Okay. I want to find want to get myself ahead of it a little bit. Do that trick where the moon slows down our discarded stage. Oop, don't mean to do a radial change. Just a little bit back, please. That's looking pretty good. And we've got enough fuel to do it with this stage. Which kind of blows my mind, actually. And gives us a free return to Kerbin, if need be. That is really not bad at all. Can be much more fuel efficient, though. Might just go for fuel efficiency. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. So I have a 42-second burn coming up in 1 minute and 16 seconds. So at 21 seconds to burn is when I'm going to want to start this. This is just looking marvelous. This is really going well. Whoop. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Let's not lose the stream. So 21 seconds. That's where I want to make my burn. Alright, we're giving this full throttle. Let's get our intersect. There it is. Hurry up still comes back with an atmosphere. But it looks like we won't need that. We'll be able to do our braking maneuver with our third stage here. Wow, this is looking really good. As we pass by more space debris. Kessler syndrome is looking very real in this save file, huh? Not come within visual range of something. But wow, I am amazed at how smooth that launch went. I'm gonna have to save this. I think we're looking at a possible min-miss station as well, depending on how everything looks on this guy. Everything seems to have gone fairly well. Like I said, I probably will have to like disengage some of these solar panels once I start adding modules. Fine, but you know, these three right here, probably be some interference there. But you know, that's minor. I want to see these solar panels like all align It's actually fairly maneuverable, too. I think we're going to have a very nice Valentina Kerman Station 2.0. Look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. I like it. Of course, I do have to say pretty, because we are talking about Valentina Kerman's namesake. Perfect. Look at that. So we have our 4 crewman capacity. We have our core. We have plenty of docking capability. We have its own engines. And we have separate docking with an EVA hatch for the lander. In fact, for a pair of landers. Since we do have a reserve already in orbit of Kerbin that we should be sending on its way at some point fairly soon. So wow, yeah, that went really smooth. So we do need to get a little more life out of the existing station. Get one more moon landing. Let's just save this. Oh, not launch. Save. I don't want a second one right now. Although we will be sending a second one to Minmus. I don't think that's what I want to do right now. I think I'd rather have other parts unlocked. So we're going to recover that. I do like it's also not that expensive of a vehicle and station. Total cost $61K to get that station in orbit. Really not bad at all. And it's going to get it to moon orbit by the looks of it. I'm thoroughly impressed. All right. I'm happy about this. Let's go over to the existing Valentina station. Okay. That was quaint. Valentina Kerman Station, where are you at? There we are. And we've got another moon landing to attempt here. Now, one thing I also learned the science lab can do is it can map biomes. So that would be helping us out a lot if we had that already in orbit. But we don't. So, you know. Look at our happy Kerman. Try and figure out what crater can we land in. What big crater can we land in that we haven't already done so? I think it's going to be this one here. It's actually coming up pretty quick. Question is am I going to be able to get to that one? I'm going to have to do like a slight inclination change, but I think that's totally doable. I just don't think it's going to be on this orbit because I don't have the lander refueled and ready. And that would be kind of an important thing to try and do. So I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to get everything prepared. We're going to make sure we are ready to go for real. Maybe I should launch a station already, the Min-Miss. Alright, so far so good on refueling. It's looking like we'll have plenty of fuel to do just that one more landing. Now, originally we had 2 more tanks on this thing to complete the original mission to build a moon station, and we'd be able to pretty much do all the landings we wanted. We'd be hard-pressed to have any need for any kind of additional anything for the moon. But unfortunately, Kraken strikes have kind of destroyed that for us. So instead, we're getting the station ready to deorbit pretty soon. Pump some of the existing fuel into the transfer vehicle as well. Stuff there. There's some monoprop we don't need. Let's pump that into the lander. At this point, just looking to salvage whatever I can salvage off of these old station module parts, because I like I said, do intend to deorbit them. So the landing harness is at 100% fuel. Still have a ton of monopropellant. Transfer everything we can into the make sure the transfer vehicle is full on fuel. Every kind we can manage.
Yeah, this is going to take a while.
But we are basically stripping the station for everything useful that's still left. Before we get one final landing out of it. But I will be keeping these adapters. This here, this one here, and this one here will all be saved, since I will now need to convert the large ports I just put on it to small ports for the current vehicles we have. Future vehicles will not need those, and those will be discarded eventually. Which is why I did not bother to put small ports on the current station. So we'll only be keeping those in the interest of backwards compatibility, where previously we had them as a future-proofing, if you will. I was anticipating switching over to those for all core pieces. So I had put up those just before bringing the station into moon orbit. Which took considerably more effort than what I just pulled off, so. Pretty happy with how that turned out instead. And the Expedition 1 crew around the moon will get the unique pleasure of being on Valentina Kerman Station 1. Now I did get the rescue crew though. There were 3 rescued Kerman from moon orbit all managed to visit the station. So in total, the stations had, I think that makes it, with the pilot exchange as well, I think that makes it 8 Kerman total. It's a very brief history. But there have been real space stations that have had less of a pedigree. Certainly, counting all the moon landings for what they are. Don't know why I launched that with a blader on it. It's kind of silly. I guess this could have functioned as an emergency escape pod in the worst case scenario back on Kerbin. Realistically, it could have survived re-entry and then had the Kerbin parachute out. That wasn't really the design intent. Alright, well. Vehicle's fully fueled. I don't have any other refueling options here. I sure do. I don't want to overdo the refueling the transfer vehicle, though. I'll save some of this for pumping into the station later, I guess. Now we need to decide who we're going to send down to the surface. Nestie's an engineer's never been. Newstead I don't think has ever been. It's about time we send Newstead. And let's send out our scientist real quick, Ronner. Our engineer first, I guess, because that'll be easier. She's going to EVA and inspect the vehicle. This is normal procedure for our moon landing so far. We have our engineer check the landing legs. I know they can be repaired if needed by an engineer. Just overall check the health of the vessel. Sure there's nothing missing. Everything looks good. Alright, I think we're getting the engineer's vote of approval here. It looks like all 4 landing legs are in perfect health. Got the antenna still attached. Everything else looks pretty good. I'll check the orbital module side of the lander. This orbital ring. Which is meant to recover the lander and then bring it back to the station. Looks pretty good. This looks kind of fancy right now. I like this. I wish I had a proper screenshot key working correctly. Alright. Everything there looks good. We'll be ready for another landing. Now, what I was saying before, this adapter right here, this one here with the batteries on it and the 4 solar arrays, that is going to be kept from this station onto the new. So this will be going on the forward port. This will go as the new docking adapter for the ship that we currently use over here to transfer between stations. As you can see, it does dock on a small port adapter. And then we have these 2 adapters here on the port and starboard side of the station currently. These will both go to the nadir, or the bottom, what you'd consider on a ship to be the bow. Wait, the bow? The keel. Jesus. But what would you expect to be the keel on a sailing ship? Those will go on that side, and those will be converting from the large port to the small port for the adapter here, the orbital module of the landing platform. So we have a second one of these we're going to launch, and we have a second one of these already in orbit of Kerbin. We'll get that over there, and we'll have a reserve lander. And then later when we upgrade, we'll go ahead and we'll discard that adapter with the lander on autopilot. Alright, things look pretty good though. I never did need these radiators. I don't know why those radiators are so early in the tech tree, because I don't think there's really much cost. Unless you're going to, like, to Moho or something, I guess. Oh, let's send my engineer into the forward pod here. Which I just went right past the window. I think this is the hatch. Is this window here? It's a big nope. So that must be this one. I always get this wrong. Which one of these is the hatch? Okay. What? Is this this top one with no window? It's not right either. Oh, it's because I have the UI disabled. Of course. I was right the first time. Aha! Alright, so now what we need our scientist Ronner. Transfer him to the airlock. So I can go ahead and EVA Ronner. Now he can reset the modules on the lander, which I believe it's just this one that needs to be reset at the moment. But he can double check for us. Okay, that's been restored. Looks like we don't need to restore anything else. Okay, Ronner's good to get back into the hatch. Okay. We're pretty much good to separate. I just need to figure out where we're actually going to be going for here. I believe it's going to be this crater here, but it's in the dark side of the moon. It's going to be an inconvenient time to do that, to say the least. Over to the stream real quick. I keep getting paranoid because our system's not been working that well. I need to take a break. And we'll be right back, I guess. Do I... do a new thing. Oh, I just broke it. Oh, no, I didn't break it. Select scene. Edit fancy overlays. Don't need it. We're just doing things on the fly. Ah, da 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 da. Nope, that's not what I was asking for. There we go. I don't know why my cat's over here howling. Seems to have something in his eye. Hopefully nothing major. I just have to keep an eye out. Excuse the pun, Rigby. Don't lose your eye. Anyway. So what we want to do now, since things are going pretty well, I think we're going to set up a relay network around Minmus, or at least get it on the way. And it's going to be the big thing. We have this landing ready to go, but our landing zone is currently on the dark side of Mun. Or the moon, however you choose to pronounce it at this particular time. Wow, Hiccup's not my friend right now. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go back to Space Center. Everything's prepped on the current Valentina Kerma station. Like I said, it will be replaced by the one we just launched. Ah, I forgot I should be monitoring the chat, huh? It's the responsible thing to do. All right. How exciting missions. I do need to do a Minmus landing sometime soonish. I intend to do that fairly structured. So let's see. I don't think I saved our ComNet stack. Oh, we did do this. Hold on. Heh. This was a fun little thing. Let's get rid of those. And whoop, nope, one of those. There we go. This started as a joke, and I did it and saved it, and then lost our little bit of file there because our stream stopped capturing, and I had to revert. But now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to launch it. Little derpy craft. Little derpy craft, go. Oh, it's got like, its wheels are like sinking into the base here. Oh, this is really not selling me on these probe wheels, huh? Why is that not? It's worked before. There we go. Guess I should have launched this from the runway. Let's recover that. Let's launch it from the runway. That was weird. I guess I really just don't need it, but, you know. Yeah, let's just, you know, let's move on for a second. So what I want a simple network. Which I don't remember how I managed to launch 3 vehicles in one last time. Exactly. I think I kind of do. So I'm gonna throw an Oscar B tank on. Let's grab these strong relay antennas. Let's put 2 of those on. Let's move them. That looks fine. A little different probably from the ones that we have. Okay, so we got relay communications. We've got fuel. It's frankly probably all I need. This does have some reaction wheels in it. Yeah, that could probably do it. Just add a small coupler. Oh, did I save the haha, I did save it. Never mind. We're just going to start off with a deployable sat. Oh, that's beautiful. I love when I actually remember to save stuff and I do things intelligently on the rare occasion. It's really neat when I do that. Alright, so now, we got this other one, we can put that like that. There we go, deployable satellites. And we're still only looking at 2.79 tons. So, not a heavy payload at all. This is fabulous. Now, do want a fairing and payload. I don't think well, actually, I might want this one. Let's just go with it. Bear with me for a second. Last time I used one of our ever so reliable K3s to launch this, which worked out beautifully. But that was for Kerbin orbit. I think we might want to go just a little crazier. Let's use a K7. Let's set up the staging just a little differently. We'll make this honestly a little more expensive doing this because we're going to have more engines and smaller burn times for each. So not usually what you want to do. However, it makes this a good representation of the Titan 3C, which is a real rocket, and that just somehow tickles me. So there we are. That's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to reroute this whole mess to there. There we go. So we'll have the usual. fire. Boosters. Blam blam. There we go. Those separate. And that go. What's that and that go? This and that go. That's gonna have to be first, probably. And the top satellite separates and does its thing. And the second satellite separates and does its thing. So it goes boop, boop, boop. And then yeah, once it separates, activate its engine. Away we go. So yeah, this will be our Minmus communication network. Let's go ahead and launch it all in one launch. Minmus is far enough away from Kerbin that it does have a large enough sphere of influence that we can, in fact, put things in Minmus synchronous orbit. Sorry, I had to torture my cat, who is sound asleep next to me. Not Rigby, I gotta check on him. Oh, he seems fine. Mosing seems comfortable. Alright. Off we go. Setting up an entire communication network around Minmus. This is very much all the same engines and configuration you'd expect to see on a Titan 3C, a real rocket. Wow, okay, this is way overpowered for what we're doing. That's fine, we will live with it. We are okay. We're doing just fine, we're well under control. But yes, even the engines that we picked all the way through these stages are identical to what would have been on a Titan 3C, aside from the boosters, which are smaller representations. However, that's all Kerbin has. Kerbal has to offer. Hello, English. Okay, now to the standard second stage engine that you'd expect to see on a Titan 2, as is carried over to the Titan 3. Making history expansion, it's the Cheetah engine, which represents the second stage engine of the Titan 2 and also the Titan 3. I believe the Titan 4 too, actually, to be honest. I think the Titan 4 was just an extended first stage. I could be totally wrong on that. Wow, are we wobbly. Those poor satellites are just wobbling all over. Let's go ahead and auto-strut one of them at least. Okay, so now we need to figure out our circularization maneuver. Because we're going to ditch this engine and go to the AJ-10. Oh, weird. Oh, because we're not up to altitude yet. So we're going to aim on point. "17-second burn." So about 9 seconds in is where we want to start, which is right there. I didn't put retros on this. Crap. Crap. Crapola. That could be a good space debris problem. Oh. Me and space debris, I swear. Oh, and we need to actually, raise our perigee slightly. Good enough. Alright, now we need to time out a burn to min-miss, which I would rather do on the... ascending descending node, which timing doesn't seem to agree with. Here's our encounter. Oh, this was a very poor launch vehicle to do this with. Ah, that was not a good decision. We will find ourselves improvising significantly, unfortunately. What do I want to do here? Now, this will free return if I can get enough fuel in there. Problem is I'm going to be short fueling at least one of the satellites. Make that 2 of the satellites. Oops. Make that all 3 of the satellites. Make that not even. Okay. Well. This didn't go as planned. I hate to do it. We're going to call this a failed mission. And we're just going to deorbit these puppies. Unfortunately, they serve no purpose for us otherwise. So, yeah, they are junk. They are space debris. And we don't take kindly to space debris in this channel. So, yeah, away it goes. Very expensive hardware that we're deciding to dump into the ocean. I'm going to have to reinvestigate how I want to configure this engine, this whole setup. This is a 7-ton launcher, and we only had about 3 ton of satellite payload, so I really screwed this up. Make lots of splashes, boys. Well, that's that. Okay. Let's, for a second, take out the remainder of the launcher. Let's reroute. All right. So right now, this is 8.681 tons. So this is enough payload to stress out our launcher. Actually, excessive payload. However, remove this, and we are light on payload. I'm willing to ignore some scientific, some historical accuracy. That's what I'm looking for. The word historical, not scientific. If I'm willing to ignore some historical accuracy points for the Titan 3C, which I am by no means bound by, then this could work much better. This would be a little heavy. I could probably go just a little smaller. Still throw on same K7. Essentially, we have an extended fuel version, which combined really is just let's reroute. Let's just drop 2 full-size tanks in here. Or 2 normal-size tanks, I should say, not full-size really. I think that should do much better. I hate to say. I screwed up the first time pretty good. So let's see, we'd have those separate. We would have the fairing blast off, but that would not be until after we stage into the second engine. Now we drop the bottom of the stack first, this time, to deorbit that. And we drop the top off, that one, okay. This would do. Let's try that again. I don't even care to look at how much money I just threw away doing that failed one. Sometimes these things just happen. Maybe. Okay, as eye looks better. Alright, and off we go. Ooh, it's got a really nice sound to it. throttle down a little bit because we're heading for a little bit of an aggressive initial ascent on the boosters. Now we can go back up to full throttle and start heading over, working on our prograde turn. Trying not to be over aggressive, but we do want to be very aggressive. This looks pretty good. Okay, we have flame out on that engine. The Cheetah. Auto track to prograde almost. We should be good. Do a proper gravity turn on its own. How about that? Okay, we're gonna drop fairing. Continuing the auto track prograde's actually looking pretty good. But we are going to go back to stability assist. We're going to aim directly horizontal. We're going to start going for orbital velocity. So we need a lot of vertical speed, or horizontal speed, I mean. The Cheetah, of course, a much cheaper engine than the Agent, but also a much lighter engine. We basically took 2 tons off the vehicle just by not having a Agent fuel. So we should be able to accomplish a lot more with this. The Cheetah isn't as efficient as the Agent 10. It is kind of close-ish. This time we got those retro boosters, so the risk of us creating space debris is much smaller. Okay, we have a healthy orbit. Now we need to try and plan it out so we get to Minmus. We don't escape velocity, thank you. Get there. Oh, that's good. I like that one. I like that maneuver. We're going to put ourselves in position for it. Much better this time. So, Titan 3D rather than a Titan 3C. Again, I've not really intentionally historically accurate, although once I start having them compared to logs, then I just kind of obsess over it a little too much, I think. So it's going to be a 53-second. Let's warp ourselves around and get in nice and close to this maneuver. Because at 27 seconds away is where we're going to want to start our burn. I'll make sure we're proper. maneuver. Not overly stressed about it. Pretty routine at this point. So again, about 26 seconds to start. Hopefully have a reliable communication network around Minmus as a result of this. I might not go for Minmus synchronous. I may allow them tighter orbit, depending on how we look on fuel. As long as they're all a identical orbit, as long as they have the same orbital period, and that they are properly spaced out, then should suffice just fine. I need to readjust slightly here. Make sure we are directly on, because we do not have a lot of margin there on our min-miss burn. Trans-min-miss burn. So with the maneuver canceled, we do have our intercept. That's good. We're going to be, wow. Super aggressive on the intercept. I should have gone a totally different position there. But, yeah, we're 15 days away from intercept. The one benefit. And that's for sure. Alright. So, Min-Miss Comm Network is on the way. Okay, we didn't maybe spend as many funds as I thought we did, or feared we did. Although I am, like, religiously following these funds here. I'm maybe a little too cautious. Yeah, 30K. 30K for the one we totaled. So it sounds horrible to say it that way, but we did total it. So yeah, that's not too bad, I guess. You know, we really didn't do too bad. So let's go check on Valentina Kerman's station and see if we have any potential landings coming up. We do want to do those during the day so we can see our shadow, much as the Apollo missions did. Ooh, we got new contract options here. I'm going to check out our contracts. That is a wonderful sign that we have contracts. And I like contracts. Observational surveys of the month. Ooh. Hello. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Take some crew reports out the window into space. Pressure readings below, I don't like that one. But that should be some interesting use of the space station, basically. That would be really cool. So I might find an inclination that we can put the station on after we get it all set up, so that we can go ahead and maybe accomplish that with the station. It would need to be a very high inclination to get this one, though. Oh, and these are below. Oh. Oh, I thought those were above. Oh, these two are above. These two are below. So those would have to be landing sites I'd go for eventually. I see. It could be rough. I want to go for this crater, though, so I need to start getting things going. It looks like it's going to be in daylight, so we're going to fly this right now. I've already got my Kerman in the lander. We're going to disconnect now. We're going to lower our orbit. I'll let the landing harness do the rest of its thing after the fact. So we're going to just do this very rapidly, which is typically a sign that things are about to go fairly dangerous. Oh, let's just real quick refuel the monoprop in the actual cabin. We need to let Newstead have his round at landing. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Disconnected the wrong port. And I have no RCS to try and just head back. There you go. Just lightly reconnect. Well, I goofered that one. Don't bump the station. That's rude. I really hosed this by a lot. Oh, shit. I was in rotation mode. By the time I waste a bunch, I wasted a bunch of monoprop. I sure do. I sure remember that time I did some really dumb stuff. So wait a minute. If I'm controlling from here, okay, I've got us zeroed out. RCS off. Aim us again. Ooh. Don't mix space endeavors, particularly moon landings, with alcohol. They don't end well. Anywho. Go back to linear this time. RCS on, and let's do some docking. Now we're looking good. Now we're looking good. We definitely need this RCS harness on the lander, or else that lander is all kinds of toast. If we don't have this harness on there, we will not be returning to the station properly. Now we can go quite quick with this because we've done it many times before and we get an idea of what we're able to do with this one. So I'm not too worried there. There we are. It doesn't even have to be perfect. Alright, now, staging mode. Now we can do our thing. Retrograde orbit. As our landing site is coming up. Went too far. Too excited? Too far. Want this above 10,000. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just pass on this orbit. We'll figure it out once we have our orbit corrected. That was a little bit of unnecessary stress there. That was poorly executed on my part. Okay, we want to aim retrograde here. So did just go a little bit overboard again. There we go. Perfect. So now our harness is above our 10,000 meter mark for time warp and maneuvering. Now warp around to our anticipated landing zone. Hopefully we'll be not in the complete dark, which we are. Okay, fair enough. That crater unexplored and just go for this landing site. That might be the thing I do. We got a pilot. We might as well go for a specific landing site. Right? Make them do piloty things. Alright, yeah. Now we disconnect from the harness. Alright, new stick. Time this out. Right about. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. Looking good. Real good. Looking great. A little more aggressive than usual. I wish I had landing lights, because we are going to be landing on the dock. Really bad idea. Really should have timed this better. See, and And that is not reassuring. So we're gonna be coming down. It's our below 8.5. So no 8.5, we're good. So we're gonna do a crew report. Close out a contract part. Okay. Now let's slow ourselves way down. Go for like safe landing speed here. This is gonna suck to land. Why did I do this to myself? Wouldn't be so bad if I put landing lights. Even Newstead, he's got this. I have no idea how high the ground actually comes right here. This is crazy dangerous. Can we do curb net? Maybe? Altitude 2.3. Okay, so 2.3. Thank you, CurbNet. So 2.3 meter, or 2,300 meters is where the ground is. So we've only got about 1,000 meters to go. Oh, I'm glad I put that probe on there. Okay, we're getting very close to the ground now. Increase our rate of descent a little bit by turning down our engines. I cannot, for the life of me, see what is going on. I'm basically flying this blind using just the meters. But it did say 2.3 is where we should touch down. That should be our touchdown. So I'm just going to keep throttle so we get just a little closer to there. Keep the throttle so we're at a comfortable landing speed all the way through 2.3. Oh boy. Okay. We're okay. We just lost our only engine. We're okay. Alright. Okay. Well, Newstead's gonna have the longest stay on Mun. Oh boy. Alright. Thankfully I've got a rescue lander. Fairly convenient to this. Okay. Let's get some science. Well, this lander did very well up to that point. Unfortunately, I was just going too fast for that landing. So Newstead now stranded. Well, that's less than ideal. Alright, Newstead, don't panic. We'll get you out of there, buddy. This is why I needed the reserve lander. Which, thankfully, is already in orbit around Kerbin. Alright, beautiful. So, our reserve lander in orbit around Kerbin. We're going to send it off to the moon. But to do that, we're going to go ahead. We're going to go back to Space Center and launch something to rendezvous with it. Namely, an extra fuel tank. Ooh, things are getting sporting now. Rescuing a Kerman from the Mun. All right, so we need a fuel tank to go up and meet that thing. So a K3G1 will probably do fine. Let's put 2 rings of these. So it's a little easier to control. That's 4.97 tons. It's about 5 tons. So we need a K5G3. OKO. Okay. We'll launch this to the lander in Kerbin orbit, dock it, and use it as a fuel reserve for the lander to go ahead and bring itself over to the moon. It's now turning into a very harrowing journey for poor Newstead. So we need this lander to be in position. How's our How's our transfer vehicle doing anyway? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This. Aha! Still a while out. Okay, we want our lander to come around. Thankfully, it's in a fairly high orbit, which is going to make it a little easier for us to dock with. Let's let it get just a little closer. How about there? And we're going to launch this now and try to keep up with it. Catch up with it, I should say. A little bit of lag there. One of our very reliable launchers. Just a mainstay for our program. Boosters will separate and blow up. There we go. 10,000 meters. We're going to go ahead and go into a gravity turn. Start aiming prograde. Probably get a little bit of roll oscillation. Pretty normal for a heavier payload on this rocket. I'm going to go for an aggressive turn. This is going to snap us back quite a bit as we fight that force. Okay, we have stage separation. In the old days, this was the somersault stage. Almost ready to drop the fairing. Fairing drop there. Okay, we're working now towards a proper intersect. Looking pretty good. Okay, we're going to intersect at 3 kilometers. So we're going to set our point there and maneuver. We are how much? 658. So we want to do 658 meters a second, so we know how long it's going to take us to actually do this maneuver. So there's lots of stuff I'm doing all at once. 658, 658. So like right there-ish. So it's going to take us 1 minute 53 seconds to do our burn. We're going to aim, oh, we can't aim retrograde to target. Well, this is going to be rough. So we've got a minute. We really need to be burning right now. Oh, here we go. Now we got my aim. Forgot there's no reaction wheels on this thing. So we're about to burn through our whole stage here. Alright. Looking pretty good. Closing our intersect. Okay, that's the most we can do on that pass. So 1.2 kilometers out, we're going to go ahead and try and level us out in terms of speed with the target. So it's actually a fairly good launch. Actually fairly well timed. Wrong key. It's aim ourselves retrograde. I really should have just gone ahead and updated the core of this. I haven't used this refueler in a very long time. This is a very old refueler that we just dusted off and brought out of retirement. Okay. Now what we want to do is aim directly at the target. Now that we've canceled movement to target, start closing distance. This would be much easier if I had big reaction wheels on this. But again, we're talking about something we dug out of retirement. Should be a pretty good rendezvous burn. Let's flip us back around. We're going to need to burn retrograde the target once we get there. Just a tiny amount of monopropellant to make this happen. I can use it if necessary. But I want to try and avoid that. So now's where we start using just shooting from the hip kind of mathematics here. I've already burned through like half the fuel in this maneuvering stage. But, you know, we're not doing that bad. Because that maneuvering stage was entirely for exactly this purpose. It was getting to that rendezvous. So, really not that bad. Let's go ahead and set up our dock with the rescue lander. Really, I'd intended to bring this thing over to the moon station much earlier, but I was worried about how much wobbling there already was and how many issues there were with Kraken strikes. Okay, where's the refueler relative to this thing? Can this please set target? Can this set target now? Thank you. This thing is set up for a very aggressive docking maneuver. These are inanimate objects, and lives are on the line right now, so we're gonna do what we need to do. We're gonna get Newstead home. Almost there. Not a lot of braking thrust, but a little bit. We don't want to slow ourselves down too much, or orbital mechanics start getting wonky on us. Oh, we actually did pretty good. Just half our maneuvering fuel ended up getting used. Just using that nav ball to get us just right. Perfect. All right. Now we've got the much better computer core of the lander. Just need to get this into a moon transfer burn, which would be right about here. I want a nice easy go of this. Okay. Very good. Of course, shut down these fuel tank engines. Okay, it's doing that just fine. Oh! Haha! I'm in the wrong... I'm still in docking mode. $11. Alright, so during that hair-raising 11 minutes, we'll be right back. we are back, and we are ready to do this maneuver. So let's get us in position for it. Go and rescue our stranded Kerman on Mun. Newstead is one of our best pilots, so we definitely don't want to lose him. We've already lost our 2 best pilots. Just for shits and giggles, extending that antenna. I never thought I would use this refueler again. Didn't expect to. I'm glad I saved it. Because this definitely worked out very well for this particular mission. So we got a 1 minute, 49 second about... Let me see, that's... 45 seconds to our node we need to start burning. So that's going to be a very long burn we're going to be doing here. So 45 seconds in. 45 seconds from our maneuver node. These fuel tanks are actually the ones originally used for our manned Mooner expedition before we had a moon station. Our single Apollo-style landing. We used 2 of these to actually refuel it in orbit before sending it off on its way, which was very much not Apollo-style in that regard. However, it worked for us. Here. The lunar lander engine actually became quite popular among different upper stage designs later on, replacing even the vaunted AJ-10 in some cases. However, for Kerbal Space Program, it's not as efficient. Since all engines can start and stop on demand for Kerbal Space Program, it's not a massive benefit. But right now I need this thing to rescue Newstead. So we're gonna just a little bit of correction burn, which is actually back the other way, so I'm thinking it's probably not even necessary. Let's take a look. Yeah, we have an intersect, so we're good. So what we can do at the moment is make sure we're dumping as much fuel as possible into the lander itself. I'll work on changing the fuel priority flow here. Maybe we're already almost there. Now I can leave just a little bit of fuel on this thing and allow it to decay its own orbit. So that's the good news. Kind of has its own built-in anti-space junk system. All right, our rescue mission is looking good. Just transfer whatever fuel we have to the front of this. I just want to see how much we really have. Which does not look like much. No, actually more than I thought. Okay, let's dump it all into one of these tanks then. Let's see what happens. Just want all the fuel in one place where I can easily read it. See what's going on with it. Okay, that's much more reasonable. Okay, so all the excess fuel, we got about 63 units of excess fuel. And we've got a fully fueled lander. So now from that tank, make sure we're burning that fuel first. Pretty cool looking setup though. Not bad for a rescue mission. I've got just 4 hours. Newstead, of course, very much trapped on the surface. He's just chilling, relaxing, acting all cool. While he hopes that we can manage a rescue. This still has 2 hours away. Switch to SOS. Oh, that's sad. I shouldn't have done that. It makes me very sad to see that. Poor Newstead. Just relaxing on the lunar surface. At least he's got a little lander there to keep him company. So when he does transfer landers, he's going to have to take all his experiments with him. So he's going to have to get everything stored up now. Lander's done well for us. You know, it did quite a few landings. But unfortunately, without an engine, it's very much dead. That's what we get for trying to land on the dark side of Mun. Let's just see if we can, through one form of creativity or another. So then they go in sync. Alright, Newstead. Guess you're still gonna be just hanging tight, buddy. It's gonna be a significant waste of fuel, though. That kind of stinks. It's one very derpy lander. From trying to land at night. Potentially a very bad idea. Time warp significantly. See our reusable lander taking definitely the fast track. Our upgraded station still on the way. Not bad. We'll be talking about the matter of a couple of days to rescue from the moon. It's definitely better than expected. In the meantime, we'll be getting the station set up. Now, we were supposed to already have him back up on the station and the transfer vehicle on the way by now. But, obviously, our little goof up there kind of changed things. So we're waiting for our upgraded station to hit its lunar periaps. Should be switching over very shortly. There we are. We can now go ahead and fly this. Might as well get the station on its way. Pardon me. Actually, not bad on the timing. 7.7 is a good starting point. This might be like the first inconveniently timed rendezvous so far. We'll make that 4.7 work though. Okay. Got an 11-second burn time. The upgraded station there. At least something will be going right today. Really shouldn't have tried landing on the dark side of the moon. That was really a bad decision. Now, let's warp to that maneuver. More warping required. We want to be only 6 seconds away from our maneuver node when we start this burn. AG-10 slowing us down now to a Mooner capture. Just a little bit of correction. Hi, Mosian. You insist on running all over my computer like a psychopath. Just a little bit of correction. Should do just fine. Intersect at 5 kilometers out. So at descending node, we're going to want to raise that. Gets us just a little bit closer. It's on the right orbital path. And then we can go ahead and adjust our timing. We get a nice close intersect. It's perfect. It's now 4 hours away. See how far the reusable lander is from its capture burn. It's about... Wow. It's only 2 hours from its peri-up, so we got our capture burn coming up much faster for the lander. Than our next maneuver for our station. So we're going to go ahead and do this and get our rescue lander on track. And I'm willing to bring this thing way down. $20,000-meter mark. We need to start working on getting that into a low orbit right away. A 33-second burn coming up in 46 minutes. So we'll line ourselves up. Okay, and then we'll warp there. So a 33-second burn, we're going to want to wait till about 15 seconds away from our maneuver node. And we're going to want to start doing our burn there. Okay, so at about 16 seconds, we'll start doing our burn. Between 17 and 16 seconds, anyway. This again, our capture burn to get us back into moon gravity. We will still manage to have just a little bit of fuel left in our tanker here. Which is remarkable, actually. this all we're going to do is we're going to lower our apogee, put us in a circular orbit. Get us so we can start working on getting to that lander. And that's going to be in 4 hours, 18 minutes. Now at this point, our next maneuver for our station itself should be before that. Is it 4 hours and 18 minutes? Yep, it's only 2 hours, 28 minutes from its maneuver now at this point. So we want to get a good ways closer. And we'll start looking at adjusting our maneuver. Our position to the maneuver. There we are. It's registering this as a 0-second burn, which means that it's a very small adjustment. So we want to make that something measurable. 4 seconds is my favorite, so we're going to go with that. Thrust limit us down to make that an easier maneuver to time. Now we just need to 2 seconds away from the start of the maneuver node, as well we'll start burning. And we'll have yet another very rapid speed match deceleration to the station from that point. Getting very used to doing those. Just a little bit of course correction. Nothing too major here. There we are. Still gives us a 0.1 intersect, which we need to bleed off 215 meters per second. So I'm just going to do a quick maneuver node to figure out what 215 meters per second looks like. Of course, at full throttle. It's 9 seconds of burn. So about 4 seconds away. Mosey, knock it off. Stop playing with that. So about 4 seconds away from our closest intersect. I'm going to want to go ahead and start that burn. But I'm going to want to do it retrograde to target. What are you doing back there? Hello, new viewer. Levi Beasley. Just in time for a rescue mission. First, a little bit of fun with space station construction. Alright, so we're going to do a very rapid ball game. Hello. We're gonna catch some madness today. So let's see. We're gonna do a very fast speed matching of the station here. So as we approach very rapidly, we're only 20 seconds out from the station, still 4 kilometers away. We're going to get very close very quickly. So 4 seconds away from the station, we're going to start a full speed burn. There we go. Pretty good rendezvous material right there. So I want to cancel just whatever little bit of speed to target we have. And then once we get this over there, we'll start focusing back on the rescue lander and get our stranded crewmen off of the moon. Oh, that's prograde. Huh, silly me. Silly me, I had it in reverse. Let the station orient itself. So this little core, or not so little core, will be the complete replacement for the Valentina Kerman station. So let's see, we'll get a little closer. Then I'll go ahead and cancel this movement. Might as well use the close encounter as much as possible. Oop, just a little too much spin there. I could have timed that deceleration burn a little better. That would have been pretty cool. It was off, I think, by just a fraction of a second. Alright, so we've now matched speed with the station completely. We do want to aim directly at the station. Let's see if we can't get a little maneuvering done here. This is going to be the tricky part. So we want to save the multiple adapters that are on the station. We want them in reverse, basically. Oop, I see wobbling. Why are you wobbling? There you go. This is why I want to replace the station. Alright, anyway. As we were. Now that we're not seeing this weird wobbling anymore. Now that the Kraken strikes have subsided temporarily. We want to line ourselves up just a little bit off kilter to the station. We don't want to line ourselves up directly with the station. Because I want to get radial attached recovery of these multiple ports. So we'll finally turn SAS on, or RCS on, I should say. Move us into position to dock with the station. And I suspect there will be a lot of disabling of solar panels in this process. Or else a lot of collision and damaging of solar panels in this process. So we're just going to go ahead and get those retracted now. Because ideally on these two ports here... Darn, shouldn't have done that with RCS. On those two ports there, we should connect to this port and this port. So right now we're not really lining ourselves up for the final approach, but we are just getting ourselves close enough that we at least stand a chance here. Okay, cancel out that movement. Now I need to change these solar panels to match the rotation we did. Okay. Maybe that wasn't the best time to do that adjustment. Let's kick over to the station real quick and just disable some of these solar panels. Since we're getting some weird drifting there. The trick is getting our positioning just right, which is hard to do when I'm an idiot and I change to controlling from the docking port too early, but that's fine. Okay, that looks good. Something more that way. Just get us set up. Let's retract this radiator. Let's watch my cat destroy all the cables. Thank you. Okay, now in rotation mode, we want to get our pitch correct. Oh no. Oh no. Knock it off. Hey. Stop being a bitch. Alright. Now. Back to RCS rotation. Wow, I'm just way off. In terms of rotation, there we go. Better. Back to RCS on, linear. Still looking good. Relying on the trackball to keep an idea of what's actually really going on here in terms of our alignment. This is not going to be easy. We're almost out of monopropellant, so we need to do this right the first time, which thankfully that's how we do it properly. So let's go ahead. Let's open the supply bay here. Let's get the monoprop replenished from whichever tanks still have monoprop. If any. There we are. Start salvaging all this from the station. This is definitely not the schedule I expected for upgrading the station itself. I expected to already have the moon landing back and be on our way doing other things. But, you know, when your engine explodes on the landing with your lunar lander, you know, sometimes your plans change. It's just how things go.